And when you are aware of what you need to do, then you're going to execute at the highest level at those things. And if you execute at the highest level at those things, you're gonna now receive reward for doing that. Entrepreneurs solve problems for profit. Your biggest thing and why somebody is gonna wanna be a part of your team is because you're gonna solve their problem for profit.
What's good, y'all? If you made it to this video, you in for a treat, guaranteed. All right, so what I'm gonna do is allow you to see and watch and hear and witness what it's like to actually be involved in one of our AYV class sessions, mastermind sessions. And this is not just no ordinary session. This is where I'm gonna be giving my top high level information and coming with that passion that you guys like. So if you enjoyed this video and you think that this is something that you would want to be more of a part of, go ahead on and click the link inside of the description, apply to work with us, and let's get you inside. But without further ado, let's get straight into that video.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, a assignment that I have for everybody, I need everybody to go out and get the EMIT Mastery, whether that's the audio, whether that's the physical book, don't matter to me, YouTube, university, but I need everybody to go and read the EMIT Mastery. All right. So everybody go ahead and write that down, and everybody make sure they do have pencil and paper because we're gonna cover a good bit of stuff, and I want y'all to make sure that y'all can refer back to that and make sure that you have questions if needed, if we have some time at the end. If you have anything about the lesson today, have a few more people coming through, just let them in. EMIT. No, it's gonna be EMATY, I believe. Let me just double check and make sure. Giving it to y'all right. It should be by Michael Gerbert. So it's gonna be EMYTH by Michael Gerbert. The EMIT. All right. The EMIT Mastery. All right, and what that's gonna cover, that's gonna break down entrepreneurship in a few sections. So it's gonna talk about being the technician inside of your business. It's gonna talk about being the manager inside of your business, and it's gonna talk about ultimately being the entrepreneur inside of your business. All right, so for us to be able to understand how to scale our product, what to do with a winning product, how to identify, what we gonna establish our brand on. I need us to understand that we have to be better entrepreneurs. Like this is past, you have a why, all right? You got a mission, you have a purpose, all right? You got fire behind you now. You got that. All right, but what I'm talking about is truly realizing that some of you guys are still developing the skill sets that y'all really need to truly become an entrepreneur and to truly become a business owner and to truly become a manager and to truly become a leader and to truly become somebody that hundreds of people are going to depend on. Like some of us can't even realize and can't even imagine one person depending on us and us paying one person to be able to do something. But some of us may be already managing 5 and 10 people. And I just need us to understand that we're only going to be able to get to the level that we want to get to if we truly understand that we have to develop ourselves as entrepreneurs, we have to develop ourselves as managers, and we have to develop ourselves as technicians inside of our business to be able to scale. All right? You are playing three major roles inside of your company. You are the entrepreneur, you are the manager, and you are the technician. So you need to be able to understand what roles and what hats that you have on at certain times. All right, this is now we got like I said, we got a why now, we got a purpose. We have product. We may not have the product that's going to take us all the way there. Some of us may have that product already. But before we could take whatever we need to the promised land, we need to realize that we are operating as three separate people, even though we're one person. And so we're going to have to be able to separate the duties and the responsibilities that we have in every single position that our business is going to play. So when you're a technician, that means that 9 times out of 10, when you setting up that email, when you creating that design, when you out there working the pop-up shops, and you wondering why, you're not able to secure partnerships, or you're not able to secure business, collaborations, or you're not able to manage somebody, is because you're not understanding what parts are you actually needing to work on at what time. All right. So I need us to understand that the technician inside of our business is going to be the actual person that's doing the work. All right. The manager is going to be the person that's managing the process that the technician, or your other businesses like the print shop, people that you outsource with, they're going to manage that process. The entrepreneur is ultimately going to be working on the vision, on the mission, on establishing partnerships, closing deals, making sure that more is coming to the company, and aligning like what the company is going to look like in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And I'm not saying like you have to do all of that at one time, but what I am just opening up to you is now you're going to be able to pick and understand what things you're doing to develop what. So right now, like, and it's, I know, and why I want us to get to this point is because sometimes it's small things. Y'all gonna hear me say a million times over these next 6 months. Entrepreneurs solve problems for profit. Like, your biggest thing and why somebody is going to want to be a part of your team is because you're going to solve their problem for profit. All right. So I need us to understand that that's the biggest thing of what we need to be doing as an entrepreneur. So if it's where right now, if like Nick, I saw some stuff where people was dropping in, I was excited seeing the logos and stuff like that. Like, as an entrepreneur, you realize that, okay, X and Y, Z needs to be actually changed. Like, if you wait in 3, 4, 5 months to execute on that, then you're not doing the things that you need to do on the technician wise. You're not doing the things you need to do manager wise, because if you was at your job and they assigned you a task and it didn't get done to 30 days and they said that it was a week, you would be let go. So I just need you to understand, like, you got to start treating yourself in these different positions the way that you need to be treated, and stop just looking at it like you just going through the motion of this stuff. All right, so that I just want us to understand that before we get into the lesson even more. All right, some more updates, because I did miss this. I need everybody to make sure that they're at the class Thursday and Saturday. I know some people not going to be able to attend because they have prior engagements, and that's fine. Make sure you watch the replay. But ultimately, those 2 days is to establish and make sure we build the foundation of having a website moving forward. And if you already have a website, we're going to have other stuff for those people who already established, where we're going to be able to do brand reviews and go through your site and tweak it out a little bit. So I just want to make sure that that's important, because what we're going to talk about today is the 2 distribution strategies. All right. And inside of those 2 distribution strategies is going to be online and in person. All right, but let's talk about this, because I don't want us to clutter our mind with thinking that we have to do a lot. A lot of us probably saw throughout this week that inside of your designs, it's probably better to do less than more. So that's the same thing that inside of the principles that's going to be taught when you running your business. I want you to understand that a lot of times less is going to be more. Simpler is going to be better. All right. A lot of times what we're doing is overcomplicating a simple situation. All right. A lot of times what we're doing is overcomplicating a simple situation. And what we got to do is sit back and really think and really strategically. All right, so I want y'all to write these three things down right here. Write these three things down for me. Number one is awareness. Awareness. I need somebody to drop awareness in the chat. That way I make sure y'all with me right now. Number one is awareness. So that's the first thing we've been doing right now. We've been making you guys aware. We've been making you guys conscious. We've been soaking you with information on information on information. All right. And what that's been doing is opening you up to new possibilities. When I just explained the whole situation about being a technician into a manager into an entrepreneur, I saw some people on here like, ooh, aha, ooh, aha, I see it now. And that's what awareness is doing. All right, is making you aware of the different avenues and possibilities that's out there for you. All right, number two, it's gonna be deliberate creation. All right, somebody drop in the chat, deliberate creation. Now that you have awareness, now I need you to deliberately create inside this world. Not just create based off of emotion, not create based off of feeling, not create based off what old boy doing. I need you to deliberately create utilizing your why, utilizing your passion, utilizing your community, utilizing the things that you want to attach to. And I want you to create a presence for your brand. Now, when we start doing this, with the third thing that's going to happen, I need everybody to say allow. I need everybody to put allow inside the chat for me right now. The third thing that's going to happen is you're going to now allow yourself to receive. That's how this works. I'm breaking it to y'all down right now how this works. Number one, you're going to get awareness. You're going to become more aware. You're going to start attracting the things that you want. That's the reason why you inside this community. You know the why for your brand now. So now that you have a true why, now you can start attracting the things that correlate with that why. And when you start deliberately creating products, putting stuff together, content, partnerships, relationships, when you deliberately start creating through that, you're now gonna allow yourself to receive. So it's not, because I just want us to understand, before I even get into these distribution strategies right now, the problem, if this don't work, I just need you to understand that the problem is you. Because inside of those things that I just talked about, whether that's the awareness, whether that's the deliberate creation, whether that's the allowing, like one of those three things you're not really doing. Because these are the laws that's going to allow you to execute as an entrepreneur at the highest level. Because as an entrepreneur, as a manager, as a technician, you have to be aware of what you need to do. And when you are aware of what you need to do, then you're going to execute at the highest level at those things. And if you execute at the highest level at those things, you're going to now receive reward for doing that. The best NBA players get paid the most amount of money. The best doctors get paid the most amount of money. So I need you to realize that that's what's going to, like, what we just covered right there is what's going to block you from growing your brand. It's not nothing else. So any other factors that you had about anything that was going to stop you from getting where you needed to go, I'm just letting you know that it's not that. And it's going to be one of these three things that's blocking you from becoming a true entrepreneur and building the brand that you can build. Because some people going to realize, man, all shoes don't fit. I teach that. This brand is going to be a pillar, a trampoline for other stuff. Like somebody made their brand gonna start off as X, and then it's gonna end up as Y, and Y gonna make them the $100 million. But X was the way that somebody found out about them. All right, so like this, bro. This what we teaching. You're gonna be able to apply it to everything that you do and see success in it because it's not about in my teaching tactics. It's not about, oh, you learn a Facebook ad automatically you're gonna be successful. No, it's not about that. All right, so let's get into it. The two distribution strategies are what? Somebody drop it in the chat. The two distribution strategies are what? Online and in person. All right, online and in person. All right, now let's walk through this. Let's walk through it. Let's walk through it. Let's go with everybody's favorite online. Let's start with it. For you to be able to make sales online, that means that you have to be good at distributing out content, gravitating attention, all right, and monetizing your data and getting data. All right. But what I need you to understand is if you haven't developed those skill sets and you're not making sales online, then that is some of the issues that you're probably having. All right. Now let's go to in person. So when we talk about in person, we're talking about making sales, POS, we point of sale. All right, let's talk about that point of sale. So we saying that we go from the backpack method to the pop-up shop method to the kiosk, mobile store, pop-ups on the weekends, whatever it is. But ultimately, what you're gonna be doing is putting yourself in position to generate sales now because people are what? Are gonna see you. We stop at these fast food restaurants all the time. What? Because it's convenient and we see them. So now, how do we choose what we need to do? Because what I want to break down to you guys, and why I said we can't do it all. We have to realize like what is our strong suit? What am I best at? What does my current schedule allow me to do? All right, and then we want to apply the 80-20 rule to that. So we want to focus on one 80% of the time, and then we want to focus on the other one 20% of the time. Because we still want to build this up because they all coincide together to continue to help you gather data and continue to make sales. But what we're gonna realize is that one of these two distribution strategies is gonna give me the best opportunity to be successful. All right. Now going back to the online perspective. All right. What we need to understand is that your online sales is gonna be predictable. I could predict whoever's on here and what your online sales is. How? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you, what is your impressions? What is your website impressions? All right. And what that's gonna tell me is, let's just say we're gonna use small numbers so that way everybody can understand this. You get 100 impressions every day on your website. Okay, the next question I'm going to ask you is, okay, well, what is your conversion rate? All right, so 9 times out of 10, the average conversion rate is 1%. So some people on here be like, damn, how you know my conversion? That's the average. If you're a little bit lower than that, then you know you understand you below average. And if you above that, then that's great. Let's keep on getting more. Because 1% is a lot of orders when we're talking about more impressions. But let's just go back. We got 100 impressions, 1% conversion rate. That means that for every 100 people that come to your website, you're only gonna get one sale. That's it. One sale. The next question I'm going to ask you is, what is your average order value? And then you're going to be able to go to your Shopify and say, well, Marlon, my average order value is $40. And then you know what I'm going to say? Okay, well, based off of the information that I gathered, you get 100 people to your website, you convert at 1%. Well, you're going to make $40 every single time. So, okay, I'm a genius now. So now if I'm doing online, I should be saying, how many hundreds of people can I bring to my website? Now let's break this down again. What are you even doing to get that 100 people? So that may be you posting on Instagram Reel, and let's just say every time you post, let's assume that every time you post an Instagram Reel, you get 100 people. Well, if you want to make $100 in a day, well, you need to do 3 Instagram Reels per day to make that $100, or potentially give yourself the opportunity to make that $100 based off the data that you already have. So if your goal was 80% to do online and your goal was to make $100 and you didn't do the 3 posts that you were supposed to do because you already knew that those posts generally generate the 100 leads, well, then you're not doing what you need to do. If 50% of those 100 people were supposed to come from email and text and you didn't send it, then you didn't do what you needed to do. If you were supposed to do an influencer giveaway and that helps generate 100 people to your website, then you didn't do what you need to do. It's all simple. It's not a reason why our site not making money. It's because we're not doing the things that we need to do, deliberately creating, because most of us on here have awareness now. We clear. Our vision clear. So now it's about the actions that you're gonna be taking on a day-to-day basis as a technician, as a manager, and as an entrepreneur inside of your business that's gonna ultimately get you the goal that you need to get. Because it's all based on the numbers. Now let's go ahead and jump into the online, into the in-person side. So if you are not doing a pop-up every single week, we already know you're not doing it. We don't have the kiosk yet. Let's just start off at the pop-up. I'm gonna give you the bare minimum of the doubt. If you're not doing a pop-up every single week and that's your 80%, well, you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to be successful. And then if you're not doing a pop-up every single week and you don't have merch on you at all times, running the backpack method, then you're not giving yourself the best opportunity to be successful. If you're not extracting data from everybody that you're making sales with in person, so that way you can funnel them to your database, well, then you're not doing the things that you need to do. It's not that your business isn't good. It's the simple fact that you aren't deliberately creating the things that you need to create and set up for your business to actually win. All right? So next, moving into it, how do we understand like what is going to be our winning product, or what should we be doing? Well, we need to look at the data. If right now we sitting and we said I made $1,000 when I did do a pop-up shop or pop-up shops, and I made no money online, well, if you like, then we need to probably start with the 80% in person. Like I need us to get out of, we need to do what's best for our business. Sometimes it's not going to be what's best for us, because we play for the name that's on the front of the jersey and not for the name that's on the back of the jersey. You need to realize that inside of your business, you are playing different positions, and you trying to be a technician and tell your boss that you don't want to come to work on Monday, but that's not the position that you're in right now. You gotta do the pop-ups. Like, that's your job. If you don't do your job, you're gonna be fired. And in this case of scenario, when you the entrepreneur, fired means out of business. Fired means that I had this idea didn't work. It didn't work, you didn't give it your all. You didn't realize that you were gonna be fired. They laid you off. All right, so I just need us to understand that, like, before we even like, my whole thing, y'all gonna get with Nick. He gonna get y'all designs. We're gonna have website, but I need y'all to understand the mindset that we need to go into that with, because you can have a good design now, but that still don't make you successful. It's a reason why you could put your business in my hands and it's gonna be automatically successful. It wasn't that like I was better than you, you was better than me. None of that. It's the simple fact that I'm gonna apply the strategies that already work and execute on them, not just hear about them. All right, and I'm gonna realize that okay, this is my thing. If it was my task and I said that okay, my 80% is to be doing, I know that I'm supposed to be getting out there. It's like what am I doing to actually get that done? That's your job. Eventually, what's gonna happen is you're gonna be able to apply the law of delegate to elevate. But you're not able to delegate to elevate until you actually establish that actual position. So you actually establish what's going on with what you got going and how you actually making that work. All right. So I need us to understand like what are the two strategies and what it ultimately like what do I need to be doing to get to that? And I want to walk through it again so that way everybody is on the same page. The two strategies that we gonna choose from are online and in person. I need you to identify based off of the skill sets that you already have in the transparency of what's gonna be the best way to actually put money in the bank. Like if you wouldn't bet your life on it, I wouldn't choose it. Like I'm just being honest with you. Like if you wouldn't bet your life on one of these, like it's like this is a coin flip, and I'm like you taking the red pill or the blue pill. Like whatever one you take, you're gonna have to deal with the consequences no matter what. But like you gonna have to swallow one of these pills, and what we trying to do is swallow two pills at one time, and we overdosing. But what we need to do is we need to take one pill first, digest it, look at the other one, slice that one in half because we still good, and then keep going. It's a marathon, all right? It's not a sprint. So what I need us to understand is what am I gonna choose? And if I'm gonna choose in person, that means I need to understand like what is the cycle of actually doing that. So let's go back to square one. If you're choosing in person and you are making less than $2,500 a month, that means that you need to have product on you at all times. Like it shouldn't be no day that you do not have product inside of a bag, inside of the trunk. Like you shouldn't be wearing your product every single day. After today, moving forward, like everybody should be wearing something from their brand every single day. That's law. All right, that's law. It don't matter if you got a wristband, something. Like you should not have nothing on of your brand every single day. Why? Because you are your biggest billboard right now. You are LeBron James to your brand. Until you get a LeBron James, you are that right now. And I'm not saying because some people like, oh, they don't want to be the face. We'll get to that on branding. But right now, no matter how you slice it and dice it, nobody literally says, oh, Phil Knight. Because he like we barely know what Phil Knight looked like. But at the end of the day, on the way to building the brand, I'm pretty sure people recognize Phil Knight. You don't have time for people to not recognize you right now. You need every opportunity you can get. You talking about you don't want nobody to know who you are. So what that tells me is there's people that make opportunity and there's people that wait for opportunity. You want to be one of those people that wait for opportunity versus the people that make opportunity. Some of y'all people already heard this. It's two type of people that I heard. We have mastermind events and all the time it's two type of people. It's people that come to me and say, man, I can't wait to be on the podcast. Well, you're going to be waiting. And then there's people that come to me and say, Marlon, what I got to do to be on the podcast? And they figure out a way, no matter what they got to do. Pay, fly, drive, like do whatever. Because they know they want the opportunity. They want to connect. Then they're not being passive about accomplishing their goals and chasing their dreams. So I need us to understand that when we're doing this, we can't go passively at it. So you have to have product on you every single day, because what's that going to show people? That you believe. I need everybody to put in the chat, I believe. Because inside of this, before we could take this thing off, before we start, really winning, we have to believe that we're going to win. Like, we don't go out, like, we don't go out and think we're going to lose. Like, I go out, no matter what game, it don't matter who I'm going against, I'm going to win. We're going to win. All right. So when you have that winner mentality, winners win. So let's get back to it. Now that we're going to be having product on us all the time, now we can transition to doing pop-up shops. All right. Some people, good transition points, may be doing pop-ups just on the weekends, at the kiosks, the festivals, like another store, anywhere where they're gonna have traffic. But you need to start to identify multiple locations that you can continue to go to and figure out how to get to. And what's going to happen is, I mean, you may grow where sometimes you're not going to be able to do it, but you start building other people to go out and do it. But your main goal is to do it, because if your brand isn't being put in position to generate sales, sales would not happen. We have the awareness now. Like, doing the backpack method is like the awareness. All right, I need product on me to sell everywhere I go. Now we need to deliberately create and say, okay, I need to strategically put my brand in position. I need to strategically create an environment for people to come into my brand and see what I have to offer, to be able to allow your brand to make sales. So once we get past the level of the backpack method, which is the base minimum, you have to put in some type of effort, which is going to be deliberately creating an experience for your customers, for your community, for your members, for the people that's supporting you. Once you get past the level of just doing it sometimes, you're going to start to say, damn, I need to do this all the time. And for you to have the brand that you want, you have to make sales every single day. If you do not make sales every single day, you will not have the brand that you want. So the reason why you're going to go out and get a kiosk, the reason why you're going to go out and get a store, the reason why you're going to go out and start allowing other stores to sell your product, the reason why you're going to start collaborating, the reason why you're going to start partnering, the reason why you're going to start doing mobile pop-ups, you are going to put yourself in positionally by deliberately creating a way to make sales every single day. And what we're going to do is we're going to extract that data, and now we're going to begin to allow those people to buy online. That's going to now be your 20%. You're going to now start creating content of all the things that you're doing in person to start building the 20% of building online. And now what you're going to see is you're going to start doing 10, 20, 30,000 in person, and then start funneling it to online. It's going to start doing 2,000. It's going to start doing 3,000. It's going to start doing 5,000. It's going to start doing 10,000. And now you're building both strategies up, but you built it around doing one strategy, was ultimately going to allow the other strategy to funnel to that, and vice versa. All right. Because people bought online when we started running ads because they saw us in person. Now let's go online. Like, if you online, that means that you are already able to create actual compelling content. All right. You already probably have a database, or you actually have a well thought out plan on how to generate leads, which are going to be emails and texts that you're going to be able to remarket back to continue to grow your brand and grow your sales online. Like, if you're not in that position, then 9 times out of 10, that may not be the best place to start. If you are in that position, then you are in a unique situation where you can now already leverage online and use in person as an enhancement, because we go crazy online. But now when if you go on our page and you go see us do events like Invest Fest and Essence Fest, or do Atlanta Streetwear Market, and we create content around that, we able to not only just be big online but show how we big in person. It's the reason why you now understand Amazon big. Before, Amazon was still going crazy 10 years ago, but you didn't know why? Because they didn't have trucks driving around. They didn't have warehouses. They wasn't connected with the NFL and have Prime TV. So you didn't know that they was that big because they just wasn't present. It was just online. So you can have a big presence online, but you still want to enhance it with that 20% with being in person, because that's going to allow the customers to know how big you really are or how big you're really getting, because now they can see it. All right. And all of this stuff continues to work together. But what you need to do is identify like what's going to be best for your brand. So I want to take a few minutes for us to really go through how we going to identify, some of the things that we should be doing or we should be working with. It's going to be called a SWOT analysis. All right. That's going to be SWOT. All right, so let's walk through it, because I want y'all to make if you got a sheet of paper right now, I want you to make a big like a big cross, so to say, in the middle. One line across, one line in the middle, and then it should be 4 boxes equal. Should be 4 boxes, and then in each box I want us to put each word. So for the first box, I want us to put strengths. For the second box, I want us to put weaknesses. For the third box, I want us to put opportunities. And for the fourth box, I want us to put threats. So how we want to identify, and I want you to identify this for yourself on what you need to be doing, is I want to go through this SWOT analysis with you, and I want you to be as transparent as you can be with yourself. Right now, you need to realize this is a board meeting. You coming as the entrepreneur right now. And everything that you get, you're going to have to pass down to your managers, and you're going to have to pass down to your technicians, which right now are you. But you ultimately need to do the best job that you possibly can from the top. Because think about it, and traditionally, if we at our jobs, we expect our managers to put us in position. We expect the owners of the position to put the managers in the position so that way we can still eat. Because if they don't, then all of us gonna be out of a job. So I need you to understand that you that top person right now that people depending on to give actual information and feedback so that way they can make the best decisions in their job. So if we don't do this the best, when you go out and you a technician and you're not thinking like, oh, I did my SWOT analysis to the best of my abilities, you're going to start doing the wrong stuff for your brand because you're not aligned with doing what you need to be doing, because you're not deliberately creating. You're creating based off of emotion. You're creating based off of feeling. You're creating based off of boy told you that. You're creating based off you saw some Instagram clip. You're creating based off some YouTube video. And you're not creating based off of what you actually determine as a high level entrepreneur for your business. So I want us to take a quick 5 to 10 minutes, and I want us to identify and we're going to go through all of these. So maybe let's take 1 to 2 minutes for this one specifically. Like, what are the strengths inside of your business, or the things that you have access to? Like, what is really the strength? Is it that I have 2 colleges like 10 miles away from me? Is it where it's like, man, I'm super good at design? Is it like I'm super good at Facebook ads? Like, what, like you and your partners or whoever inside of your business, what are the strengths of the business? We killing it doing pop-ups. We killing it doing online. I'm killing it making content. Like, let's identify those things so we can make decisions based off of the strengths. All right. So I'm going to give y'all a quick second to jot some of those things down. Give y'all a quick second to jot some of those things down. Give y'all a quick second. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down today, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, let's go. Let's move on to the next one. And you can continue to finish this after. what are the weaknesses? Like, am I not good at content? Like, like, I don't understand nothing about monetizing data. So, like, what is it? Like, and don't just put down what I say. Like, that's not what a high level entrepreneur do. If that's your thing, then do it. But I'm just gonna be real with you. This look, I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm gonna be your real friend. Don't just put down what I say because I said it. That's not high low. Like, all right, cool, cool, cool. But what are our weaknesses? What are our weaknesses? Let's identify that. Let's identify that. That's gonna be big. That's gonna be big. All right. Number three, what opportunities do I have? Like what opportunities do you have? Like I'm inside of this community. Like I can actually am I actually tapping into the full resources? Have I like connected with anybody? Like what? Yeah, and like I said, don't just put down what I said now, but like actually think about like what opportunities do I may have that I'm not taking advantage of? Do I actually have like the coach in my back pocket at my high school? Can I get like a free space inside of, the YMCA that I can maybe start hosting some events at? Like what do you have actual opportunity to do? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. All right. Last, threats. Like what threats are in the way? Like what is it that's like if you don't get this, you gonna crumble the business. Or like you know that you got a brand, you're not even a brand, but you know that finding great design is something that's hard. That's gonna be a threat inside of your business. If you don't find great design, then you're not gonna be able to do the things that you don't do. Like what's some threats that you have inside of your business? Like just be honest with it. Like, like right now I got merchandise, and the merchandise on a credit card, and the balance is this. Is a threat. Like that if you don't pay this gonna happen. And you don't have to disclose all this, but be realistic, like what's going on, so that way you can see this stuff as an entrepreneur. All right. And so what we gonna do with that is we gonna look at those things tonight, and we gonna identify, and for our homework, we gonna pick what's gonna be our 80/20. Like, what is it that we about to focus on? And we're gonna put our feet in the sand and say, for these 6 months, I'm gonna get this my all. I'm gonna go all in on this 80%. If it's working, double down, triple down. The worst thing we did, don't make the mistakes that we did, was doing something else. Like one of the biggest things, and we always talk about that, was investing into a building. Like our game is selling product. Like you gonna we gonna have millions of years to get into real estate, but we assume, okay, let's buy a building, acquire an asset. We still got the asset as the building, but the asset is the merchandise. Like so I really want us to, make good decisions for our brand. All right. So I want to leave it. We got a quick really 10 minutes because I gotta get to the next class. For a few people, let's see if you raise your hand. Raise your hand. So remember, the homework is gonna be. And my bad, I didn't have my chat up, so I wasn't seeing y'all. Man, fire me up inside this chat, man. I was just going crazy straight at the screen. I didn't even see the chat going. Fire me up. What y'all thought? Let me know what y'all thought about that lesson. I got time for maybe a few questions for anybody that have anything specifically about the lesson. Like I want, and as my question is, and get straight to it. Specifically about the lesson. What I also want y'all to do is go inside the community chat, and once you have looked over this paper, talk with your partner, let me know what y'all identified was gonna be y'all 80/20. All right. And let me know maybe where you at inside that process. If it's where you right now you at the backpack method and you look into going to doing consistent pop-ups. Are you doing consistent pop-ups? You looking to do weekend kiosks or get in a kiosk, have a store, like where you at inside of that process. If you doing online, you know, like or like where your content is it that you having great content? You already have like what's the reason why you choosing this? And I just want to hear some of the feedback. So that's what our homework gonna be, because we can't go another week without identifying this, because this is gonna be our key strategy that we going into this stuff with. All right, so let's grab a few questions, and if it's not in order, man, like I said, I apologize. I just go from how I come on my screen here. I got DJ, talk to me.
Hey, what's good? What's good, Marlon? Real quick. So for my 80/20, I want to do e-commerce, and I know I got to make content. So my question is, I've been seeing a lot of posts now about these companies that can like automate your content and help you, make your creatives. And I'm looking into them, but I'm not sure if you guys would you guys recommend doing something like that, or should I just keep trying to do it myself because it does take a lot of time, bro.
Gotcha. So I mean, what I would say is like if that's gonna be your strategy, what you're gonna have to do is really identify multiple pillars. Like you're not gonna be able to rely on one thing. So like you gonna have to rely on like, okay, I'm gonna do content this way. I'm going to get content this way, multiple ways. Like it's not gonna be one thing that you're doing just to generate content. Like, oh, I'm gonna pay this company, they're gonna give me all the content I need for my brand to be successful. Like it's still gonna be about things that you gonna be able to deliberately create, because for transparency, like I would even be wanting to lead that group. I wouldn't even want to just pay somebody, tell them, hey, make anything and let me think, and not saying, but let them think that they know what I need for my brand. So right now, what I would be saying is like really get in the weeds of making content, really getting in the weeds of working with them, seeing the things that they're doing, making sure that they still creating how you would want to create, or maybe seeing how they create and how you can apply the things that they're doing to maybe what your business is. But like I don't think that just working with them is gonna solve the problem.
I appreciate that, man.
No, you welcome. I got it ready room.
Yes, exactly. You got it. Ready, wrong. Yeah. So, my question is, first of all, I want to say one of my weaknesses is I don't have my Shopify store up. The tutorial for the Shopify store and the 0 to 10K, it's not really going with how the Shopify app look now. So where could I get like a good tutorial so I could get the headers and everything how I needed to go, shipping and the taxes, because I kind of got confused a little bit.
Nah, you all good. So what's gonna happen is on Thursday and Saturday of this week, we're having pretty much website clinics. So this Thursday, we're gonna have a walkthrough on, from the base. If you don't even have a Shopify, to getting it set up and getting it installed. If you do have a Shopify and where you at already, we'll have a breakout session where we'll be doing reviews, breaking it down, and just doing some stuff on spot. So that's gonna happen within the next two classes. So that's gonna happen starting on the class on Thursday, and then we're gonna have another bonus part 2 class that's gonna be on Saturday. All right.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Cool. 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 Israel.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so the question I had was, well, it was kind of not about this, but it was so when we're talking about using fonts for like your clothing and your website or whatever, how many different fonts do you guys use and have? Because I'm kind of in between like a couple different ones.
I would say from a perspective of branding, probably stick with 2 to 3. But like as you continue to build your database out, you probably would try different stuff. But I would say from the perspective of like right now with branding, you know, I wouldn't go outside of 2 to 3.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Now you all good. Um, I got Latoya.
Hey,
How you
um,
doing?
great. How you doing?
I can't
Um,
complain.
Amen. I know that's right. I just wanted to share. So we did our first pop-up this weekend, on Saturday, and I just wanted to really just confirm, everything you pretty much just said today. We literally did 9 sales, which is the most we did in one day, and so I just wanted to share that. I'm just super excited. So
Nah,
watching the
that's just
classes and stuff, it was
hey,
fun.
keep getting out there. Like 9 gonna turn to 90. Like I promise. Like just stay at it and keep building like the experience around it and keep taking the feedback from the customers, because now one of the great things about doing the in-person method is you really get feedback, because when you online people not necessarily really gonna tell you, oh, I don't like the quality, this didn't fit, like yeah, it's gonna be like tougher. But when you in person, you're gonna see their face, you're gonna see when you tell them the why, how they react. And so you're really gonna be able to make better decisions based off of that data that you get in person, for sure, for sure.
Yes, it was
um
amazing. And I just wanted to share, we was only out there for 3 hours. So that was that's 3 hours. Thank
Perfect,
you.
perfect, perfect. I got Jen, say, give me your name, big dog. Or is it Miss? I'm sorry,
It's all good. Yeah. Yes, Janelle.
Janelle. I'm sorry about that. I will, as the time go, I will get better at it.
Big dog is
I'm
good
sorry.
too. So I was wanting to know, I have a GoDaddy account. Do you prefer that over Shopify or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't really matter. I would say Shopify probably makes it easy because it automatically integrates with your Shopify after you purchase your domain, but it's nothing that like a YouTube video wouldn't just show you how to connect your domain to your Shopify. Like it is not like, and this is another thing. Like when we having questions, and this is not for your question specifically, but I guarantee you, before you even probably ask the account manager or get worried about something, like look on YouTube. Like how to connect your, GoDaddy to your Shopify. If you had that issue, I would say the first thing would be to just look on YouTube and say, dang, is there somebody else that probably already had this problem that they probably made a quick 5-minute video that I could skim through and just literally walk by step, do it. And then if you still have that issue, well, then you might have a more serious problem that you might need to get, more reinforcements out. But like a lot of fires, you are the firefighter. Like you should be able to put that thing out. And then when it's like a skyscraper on fire, then you call reinforcements and you get them to come out and get things going. Because it's never a more upset firefighter that come on a false alarm. You like, we didn't brought the trucks out here and it was just a drill. All right. So y'all just definitely do that. I'm sorry, this is gonna be last. I have another class right after this, so this is gonna be the last question. Let's just make these last two quick. Cedric and then Ms. Randall.
Mic check.
Yep, I can hear you.
Yeah, so in regards to having merch on you always, are you having it like packaged, like in the clear packaging, or how would you recommend going about that?
Yeah, whatever you think is the best presentable for your brand. Like if you think that's gonna be like if you got prepackaged and you already got them in that large by stuff, yeah, do it. Do whatever you think. If you gotta have a few bags just in another little area and then you gotta put it in the bag before you give it to them, do it. If you don't need no bag and you just selling it, do it. Like I mean, however you could get the sale, do it.
All
And
right,
then whatever your presentation for your brand that you think is the expectation, do it.
bet. Thank you.
Ms. Randall, talk to me.
Okay, so I have a question about the pop-ups. So when you get prepared for the pop-ups, you're always supposed to have something on you. Like what sizes, if you're strapped for finances, how many items and what sizes should we have shirt-wise?
Just being like right now, everybody brand different. So I'm just me saying something isn't gonna be the answer specifically with this with you. So you really have to go out there and get that feedback. And you may say, like, when I go do pop-ups in my area, we sell to more women. So I'm selling more smalls and mediums than extra large and larges. So you're really gonna make the best decision based off of the data that you getting, how much you should have. Like, when first going out, typically we only just bring in, a few choices for them to choose from, not making it confusing. Right now, when you see us do a pop-up, we bring more because we have more options that we actually can be bringing because our brand is more established. But in a position where I'm not that established, where in my area, I want to bring lesser so way I could get them to see and focus on the brand and focus on selling what the mission is to get them to support. Um, and like, if you only got 200 shirts, that's really not a lot. So I mean, if we talking from the perspective of you have thousands of units and we like, how much should I bring? Then that's a different question. But if we talking from the perspective of we only got 100 units, well, you need to give yourself the opportunity. What happened? You're not even planning for a sellout, and 100 ain't a lot.
So to piggyback off of that, if obviously we're getting data, we're getting their emails and things like that. If we run out, is the next step to like let them know they can order online, or like how do we not lose that sale, that customer?
Just being honest, like, it's gonna still be a very low conversion, like, of if your focus was doing it in person and that's where you made most of your sales, and then when you out of product in person, people gonna start buying online. That's not highly likely. You just need to start figuring out ways to get more product that will be validating that instead of getting 100, you need to get 300 or 500. So that way you have a longer time to sell, because you may realize that it take you 2 weeks to get more product. So if you don't have enough product to last you those 2 weeks till it's time to get more, then you're gonna always continue to fall into that same cycle and loophole of running out. And then, so on top of that, there's another sauce. That's when you start leveraging and looking at those, net terms, or start, looking at leveraging or getting capital, or, that's why you're running everything through Shopify. It'll start offering you funds and doing those different things. But that's a good problem to have, not a bad problem.
Thank you.
All right, you welcome. All right, y'all. I'm going to run to that my mastermind class. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all go in the group chat. I gotta rub it in Nick's face all the time. Let him know how much y'all love this class, and don't forget to drop that homework in the chat for me. Appreciate y'all.
So you just wrapped up from watching one of our class sessions. And if that didn't motivate you, I don't know what will. All right, we literally come on there on a week-to-week basis, giving game to our community members, similar to what you see right now. So if you really truly are getting in this type of environment, if you really truly want us to continue to coach you and you want to continue to get this information, go ahead on, click the link inside of the description. Also, share this video with somebody that's getting their brand started. All right, we want to continue to share this message. We want to continue to get this channel out to the world, and we need your help. Like, subscribe to the channel, run us up. I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of World Envision, and I'm out.